Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Baxter Regional Medical Center, providing big city healthcare with a hometown touch. And now, down on the corner.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas and Southern Missouri. It is Tuesday, April 16th, 2019. It's 7 a.m.
It is?
It is. So it says.
7 a.m.?
7 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll believe you then.
7 a.m. Let's see what my phone says. 7 a.m. Wow.
There you go. Well, it's a little bit of a warmer beginning.
Morning,
It was like 50-something degrees when I left.
54 degrees. Isn't it nice?
It is nice.
You betcha. Very nice morning. Beautiful sunlight and everything. There goes
It's going
Bob
to
with
make for
his-
a hot day, though.
Oh, well. I'm ready.
You're ready?
I'm ready.
I like the cold, though.
That's for Christmas time.
The warmer weather brings mowing.
Yay. Get on a tractor and putt.
You and Bob.
You like to mow?
Bob just sees the money in it.
Yeah. Turn grass into money, right?
I don't mind mowing, and I don't mind doing the yard and stuff.
I enjoy it.
It's just trying to get the time sometimes.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Anyway, welcome to Down on the Corner program, brought to you by Baxter Regional Medical Center, the best care anywhere. Remember that match time, best care anywhere?
There you go.
There you go. Baxter Regional Medical Center brings you Down on the Corner program. They serve like 18 counties around, and to look at how Baxter Regional has evolved into a major medical center in north central Arkansas.
Well, they have, and up to date on the technology, and
just
just
unbelievable.
leading the way in a lot of areas, and it's just awesome to have it right here in a small town.
You bet. Baxter Regional Medical Center brings you Down on the Corner every day, and we appreciate BRMC and their service to Arkansas and Southern Missouri. Hey, I'm sitting here enjoying Brewed Awakening coffee. You can do the same thing. Brewed Awakening coffee with 3 locations to serve you. Actually, they're in Baxter Regional Medical Center's lobby. They're on Bomber Boulevard and 62 East Plaza, out by Anytime Fitness. Now's the time to enjoy some Brewed Awakening coffee.
Or you can always come by here and get the maximum strength
I've got the
version.
adult dose right here. Mm-hmm.
Put hair where you don't want it.
Shave. Brewed Awakening coffee, the best coffee in town. Check them out. They've got lattes and mochas. They've got the espresso shots. They've got black coffee. You've got anything you want to pour in it. And so check them out. Mike and his staff do a fantastic job.
By the way, they got cinnamon rolls. Big, huge, plate size that are really good.
They're really good. Great cinnamon rolls. Check them out. 3 locations here in Mountain Home to serve you Brewed Awakening coffee. If you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water, right?
There you go.
You haven't had a cup of coffee in a long time.
I haven't. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I don't drink that much.
Really?
Usually when we
Really
winter
cold,
time, I'll have
yeah.
a cup or two, but I'm just not a big coffee person. Never have been.
Not me either. Been drinking, 3 pots a day for 20 years. Ain't got the habit yet. Right?
Realizing you have a problem is the first step.
Okay, moving on. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas bring you morning prayer each and every day right here in Mountain Home. Roller Funeral Home is ready to serve you with your pre-planning needs. Say pre-plan a funeral? Yes, pre-plan a funeral, If you're getting older like some of us are, right, Scooter?
What? Speak for yourself.
Take the time to pre-plan. Talk to Chris, Charlotte, Bruce, anyone out there at Roller is there to serve you and help you and guide you in the event of emergency, passing, something like that, or, anticipated death after a long illness with a loved one. Whatever the need may be. It's not an easy subject to talk about, and I kind of walk around it,
Everybody's going to be dealing with it, and, if you go in and get everything finalized, and then your loved one doesn't have to do it when they're dealing with your loss and everything else, and it's just...
So went through it in November of 18, and it couldn't have been better. Roller Funeral Homes, they serve our county and our region very well, with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes. Be sure to check them out. Talk to Charlotte, Bruce, Chris, anyone there to help you out. Roller Funeral Homes, 29 Roller Funeral Homes in Arkansas to serve you, 1 in Memphis, Tennessee. Now let's pause for our morning prayer. Heavenly Father, yesterday the world gasped as our eyes filled with tears to see the Notre Dame Cathedral burn, especially during Holy Week. How ironic that the inferno did not damage the cross inside the cathedral. But Lord, while the cathedral may be damaged, let the non-believing world know our faith is in Jesus Christ, not in structures or artifacts. I pray you let our faith in Christ remain strong, and may the cathedral be repaired and to stand as a symbol that nothing can destroy our faith and trust in Jesus Christ. And I pray you bless the rebuilding of the cathedral. And that's my prayer today. Amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas bring the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes. And now, brace yourself. Oh,
the weather.
Who needs sinus pills? Morning weather brought to you by the Z-Team. Bob and Linda Zadora. For all your real estate needs, call them at 870-405-0793. Check out the website, retiretoarkansas.net. And now it's time for the live shot of the White River, brought to you by the Z-Team.
Okay, here's the question this morning, because yesterday...
I cheated.
Oh, you already looked?
Uh-huh.
Why did you look?
I didn't want to be wrong 2 days from.
Well, the whole part is to guess, not to cheat.
Oops.
When your only way to win is to cheat, there's a problem.
What I should have done is flipped a coin here that told you that I cheated at 6:30 when I looked at it. The live shot looking at the White River from Marion County into Baxter
What a difference from yesterday. You couldn't see
how
but
much
2
more
inches
green
in front of
Look
it.
at
Yes, it is. Everything's starting to fill in, and
even the lights on the bridge are already shut off. It's 7:06. Wow.
Going from yesterday and being so foggy you couldn't see the river
my
at
gosh,
all.
Yeah, my goodness.
To,
it was,
to this beautiful picture. See,
just
that's
kinda
what
had
we were
this cloud.
missing out of yesterday, is this beautiful picture right here.
To the upper right-hand part of the screen at the horizon would be the city of Mountain Home. The upper left-hand portion would be the state of Missouri at the state line, and you can see Cotter and the city park. This is a live shot, and you can log into...
I'm going to bring up the still picture.
Sure, yeah.
And not just for locations, because we do that all the time, but to show the difference of the wintertime.
Mm-hmm, the contrast.
Because that was taken before all the leaves were bloomed out, and from there to... This is live right now.
Springtime in Arkansas.
What a difference.
There you go. Wow.
What a difference.
Now, you can enjoy this, too, by going to retiretoarkansas.net. It's at the upper portion of the website called Live Cam. And this is an actual live cam at 7:07 this morning. So you can enjoy it on your phone or on your computer. Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z-Team, for all your real estate needs, buying or selling. Very professional, and they will steer you in the right direction. They won't tell you what you want to hear. They're going to tell you what you need to hear. They're just going to give it to you straight. You know, that's why they are the award-winning professional real estate professionals right here in
I'm going to give a tip for those that are out looking at selling a home.
Yeah.
All right. Don't go in and start remodeling and doing all this stuff. Call them ahead of time.
Call them first.
Let them come in there and tell you what would help increase the value or what would help increase the eye appeal. Don't waste a bunch of money on things that aren't going to make a difference when it comes to selling.
Linda is a professional stager for home selling. She can set the home up for that eye appeal that, ooh, I like that idea, you know, and that helps sell the house. So
people think, you know, when they're selling a house, everything's got to be perfect. We got to repaint this. We got to and that's not necessarily the case.
Call the Z-Team first.
Yeah. Let them come in there. Let them take a look at your house and say,
listen to what they say.
These are the steps that I would do that's going to help you sell the house. The rest of it, they're just a waste of money. There
you go. Bob and Linda Zadora for all your real estate needs, 870-405-0793, retiretoarkansas.net. Right now in Mountain Home, we're at 54 degrees. Flippin's at 57, 58 at Harrison, Yellville at 57. A little bit cooler at Salem, it's at 52 there. Calico Rock at 54. Mountain View, Arkansas is the cool spot at 45 this morning. Around the region, St. Louis checks in at 52. It's 53 at Poplar Bluff. West Plains at 52, 54 in Branson. And it's cold in Watford City, North Dakota, where they're at 25 degrees above zero. I wouldn't want to be there today. Cold. National radar, we got some shower activity in the western part of the country, California, Nevada, Utah, Wyoming, Idaho, extreme southern Montana. Line of precip along the southern border of South Dakota, going into Iowa and Minnesota, Wisconsin, around Chicago and Lake Michigan. Northern Indiana, other than that, I don't see much more going on. We'll take a look. Ready for the Little Rock stop there? Taking a look at Arkansas. I'm going to say everything's clear right now. Beautiful sunshine outside here. 62, 412 east and west is clear. Highway 65 north-south, Little Rock, Branson. Highway 67, 167, Batesville, and Poplar Bluff from Little Rock in good shape. Then your interstates 30, 40, 49, 55, and 555 in Arkansas all look good right now. And we got some shark activity coming, I think, tomorrow. We'll get to that here in a minute. Take a look at the St. Louis stop. I-70 Columbia to St. Louis and I-70 East Vandalia, Illinois, and Effingham in good shape. I-64 East St. Louis, Illinois, east to Mount Vernon. No problems there. We've got I-44 Rolla to St. Louis and I-55 Sykeston Cape into St. Louis with no issues right now on the highways. Southwest Missouri, Joplin, Springfield, Lebanon, Rolla. On I-44, Kansas City, I-70 east to Columbia, and even west of Kansas City. Looks good there on 70. Not bad at all. Forecast map, we have some fire danger. It's a red flag warning in northeast New Mexico. We have a little bit of frost advisory in East Tennessee, West North Carolina, the Virginias, Eastern Kentucky, western part of West Virginia, and southern Ohio, but that's to be expected in that part of the country right now. They're still watching the rivers due to some of the flooding. The Missouri River just north of St. Louis into the Mississippi, and then they're watching the Mississippi River south of Memphis, well, St. Louis and Memphis. And so the 7-day forecast for today, a high of 79 for us today, low tonight of 60. Then Wednesday, we have mostly cloudy, a slight chance of thunderstorms throughout the day, and a high of 76, I think it says down there. Yeah, let me roll that up. Then Wednesday night, we go to an 80%. We go from 20, 50 to 80% chance of thunderstorms on Wednesday night, carries into Thursday morning. We have a high 67 degrees on Thursday, a low of 45. Friday night, a high of 61. Friday night, a low of 43, and Saturday, a high of 72 with bright sunshiny skies. Drought monitors in Arkansas, Missouri. Of course, when you have floods, you have no drought, and so I'll go ahead and show them anyway. We'll check iDrive Arkansas for any updates. So I have the culvert failure on Highway 131, and anywhere you see the little circle X, there's an issue there. High water on 364. This is, of course, in East Arkansas, East Central Arkansas. High water on 318. These are state highways maintained by the state, not the federal government. Lincoln County, high water there. So before you travel, check iDrive Arkansas, and then you can check your border states, Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Missouri. Speaking of which, the state of Missouri, they still have the flooding conditions on I-29, so there is that detour around, and I think that's going to hold true through the 20th or 21st of April. And see what we got there on I-44. Wonder what that is. Oh, bridge reconstruction there on I-44. Didn't know that. Wow. Anyway,
there you go.
How's that? Morning weather is brought to you by the Z-Team. Bob and Linda Zadora. Call them at 870-405-0793. Retire to Arkansas.net. I got to say it. We got to see the White River one more time, folks. 713, beautiful White River. Brought to you by the Z-Team. And you can check this out.
There's a boat coming through on the right side.
Oh, sure enough, yeah. Coming towards us here.
And you see the wake behind him?
Yep. Fun.
I guarantee he wasn't hauling like that yesterday morning.
No. Yesterday it's so foggy that you'd have to have a machete mounted on the front of the boat to cut through the fog. It was pretty thick. He's making a pretty good clip there in that river right now.
Yeah, he is.
He's doing pretty good. All right, community calendar brought to you by Old Time Restaurant on the Square in Mountain Home. Best breakfast, best lunch in town, Monday through Friday, 7 to 2, Saturday to 11 a.m.
Today is Tuesday. We got the twos: 2 pancakes, 2 eggs, 2 sausage or bacon, all for $5.88. Or for lunch, we got Kimmy's famous meatloaf. Comes with 2 sides, roller cornbread, all for $6.88. Can't beat it. Go in and try one of their homemade pies. They got a lot of homemade pies.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
It's good.
You betcha. Mountain Home Christian Academy has some activities going on. April 27th and 28th, they're doing Mary Poppins Jr., the 27th at 7 p.m., the 28th at 2 p.m., both at Dunbar Auditorium with free admission. Donations are appreciated. Then, of course, the biggie for the Mountain Home Christian Academy is the Father-Daughter Ball and the Night with Your Night. Friday, May 10th is the Night with Your Night, and Saturday, May 11th is the Father-Daughter Ball at the Shed at ASU Mountain Home. Tickets are currently on sale for this fundraiser. This is a biggie.
The Father-Daughter Ball, yeah, that's their big fundraiser.
That's the big fundraiser, so be sure to take advantage of that. Coming up in Calico Rock, Quilting and Evolving Fabric Art take a tour of quilting from the history of traditional quilting to the new tools. The history portion is it started yesterday, April 15th through the 27th. New tools will be April 29th through May 11th, and new directions May 13th through 25 at the Calico Rock Heritage and Visitors Center, 104 Main Street in Calico Rock. For more information, 870-297-6100. Got something for us, Scooter?
Nope, I'm good.
Right. 7:15, Mountain Home Agriculture Department's here today, and so always enjoy talking with these gentlemen. A lot of good things coming up, so we're going to take that break and be right back.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the pie lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant, located on the square in Mountain Home.
Our old burger was only 7 ounces, but now it's 8 with brioche bun and pickles. Comes with its own steak knife, it's really that big. Your best competition is always yourself. Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. Oh, baby, Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. We're focused on one thing, burgers, ribs, fajitas. Just that one thing, burgers, ribs, and fajitas. We're reeling in our menu because it got out of hand. We had a moment of self-actualization. Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. Oh, baby, Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back.
Do you know where your money goes when you give to charity? At the Salvation Army, 85 cents of every dollar stays to help those in need in our local community. Hi, I'm Captain Spaulding. The money we raise help people in the surrounding 5 counties, including Baxter, Marion, Sharpe, Izard, and Fulton. You can help by donating your unwanted items and by shopping at the Salvation Army store. Those in need get assistance with rent, utilities, sending kids to camp, and many other things. When it comes to this charity, the Salvation Army always helps those in our community.
Whether you're a professional lawnscape contractor or a homeowner in need of quality lawn equipment, Moran's Lawn and Garden has you covered. Moran's is the longest originally owned lawn and garden business in Mountain Home, with a 5,700 square foot warehouse packed full of new current year inventory for all your lawn maintenance needs. Moran stocks a full line of factory parts, and they service everything they sell, offering top names like Grasshopper, Hustler, and Country Clipper. Moran stands behind their quality service with thousands of customers using their products daily. Moran's Lawn and Garden, servicing the entire Twin Lakes area.
When I grow up, I want to save lives, like a superhero, and show up when people needed me.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
No matter what it is you want out of life, there is a path to get there.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Arkansas State University Mountain Home. Take your first step at asumh.edu.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Why would I recommend Hospice of the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
$7:19, we're going to be visiting now with Brandon Lewis and some fine gentlemen he's brought along from the Mountain Home Agriculture Department from Mountain Public Schools and part of FFA, am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Gentlemen, welcome. Good to have you all here. So, you want to start with the plant sale?
Yeah, we can sort of start. And
what a huge success, I hear.
It was an overwhelming success. We sold out in about 3.5 days. Wow. We had over 700 hanging baskets and had about 1,000 vegetable plants, and we opened it up last Monday I guess, to the faculty and staff. And they come in and they didn't hit us too hard, but they definitely sort of put a dent in the start of it. And then we opened it up to the public Tuesday morning. And by probably 3:30 Tuesday afternoon, we had maybe 30 to 40% left. And
attack.
Yeah, it was. Like I said, it was very awesome, but a little overwhelming at the same time. We expected a good turnout, but maybe not as quick and not as hard as what they showed up. But we're very grateful for that. So
what do you attribute the success of this? I mean,
well, I think we live. What's pretty neat about living in Mountain Home is we live in such a community that really gets behind the youth. It seems of our community and our local school systems. Whether we're talking about Mountain Home or Cotter, I think the community definitely takes pride in both of our schools that we have here in the county, and it's just pretty neat to see people come out and support the students' efforts, and I think people can really get behind stuff whenever they know that the students firsthand were involved in it and basically started and done all the work in it. And so it was just awesome to see the community. Like I said, it was slightly overwhelming as busy as we were, but it was not overwhelming in the amount of people we had come out. That's to be sort of expected living in Baxter County here. So,
well, and I think for me, I'm thinking, here's two young men right here, probably firsthand experience I've had when dealing with, retail stuff like this. But for me, it's good to see people working with the plant, just going back to nature. The cell phone wasn't involved, the computer wasn't involved, other than having to type it in on the cash register if you had to keep running a account balance on the cash register. But it's good to see you get your hands dirty. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Years ago, I was working a campaign. It was a Senate campaign. We had like 9 people that we interviewed in a 2-day period. And the one person I voted for, because I asked him point blank, I said, okay, you're a farmer, and if you get a flat on your tractor, who changes the tire? He says, I do. He says, I got a 20-ton jack. He said, I've got 4 4x4 pieces. I raise that thing up, and I change the tire, fix it myself. That's what I voted for. Because I want somebody in office that knows how to change a tire. As stupid as that may sound, that's my world, you know what I'm saying? And so I compliment you gentlemen on good work.
Yeah, and I'll sort of turn it over to these students. What's pretty neat to see about it, which I guess, honestly, I've tried to get, we have about 27 kids in our plant science class, and neither one of these signed up for plant science this year, but they actually signed up, I think, for next fall. So they actually they helped with the plant sale as far as selling it, but they weren't in our plant science class this year. I have that plant science class, I've tried to beg them. I told them I'd buy them lunch, buy them a steak to come on TV, and I tell you what, it was a revolt on my hands.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, they don't want, didn't want. I guess just a little nervous. I asked these two gentlemen if they'd like to come, and within about 10 seconds, yes, we'd love to. So, but they sort of helped last week as far as carrying out baskets, taking money, all that aspect. But what's pretty neat, like I said, they didn't have a class this year. But like Alex here, it seemed like every time I turned around in that greenhouse, he was coming over on a daily basis, and Russell both checking out, seeing what we were doing, and seeing how it was progressing. So I sort of brought them along to talk about some of our upcoming events and what we got going on. So I'll turn it over, I guess, to Alex first, and he can talk a little bit about our plans next week of heading to State Convention in Hot Springs. So
yeah, next week we're headed to State Convention. We got multiple teams competing for LDs, and then we've got students receiving proficiency awards, and hopefully it'll be a good
No, when you said the initials LE, what's that stand for?
LDE. It's a
LDE?
Yes, sir.
What's that?
A leadership development event.
Oh, really? Okay. Because we get the hospital here, they talk ER, EKG. And what was that, leadership?
Development.
Event,
okay. Yeah. And that's part of the convention at Hot Springs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and like he was saying, we actually have our high school parliamentary procedure team, which I think last year I brought 2 students along with me, Cheyenne Hogan and Haley Shoulder.
Yeah, I remember.
And they were on our CCM team, which is our 9th grade sort of parliamentary procedure team, and ended up second in the state.
What's that, Robert's Rule of Order?
Yes, sir. And so they're actually on the high school team now, the parley team, and they're going next week along with about 5 or 6 other kids on that team competing, and have a really good shot to win the state contest, and if they do, they'll move on to the national contest in October in Indianapolis. You can tell them a little bit about Kelsey Rohr. We actually have a student from a high school that's running for state office. Russell, if you want to talk about Kelsey and sort of
state office on FFA.
Yes, sir.
Now, do y'all go up to? Have you been to Indianapolis for the national convention?
Yes.
That's cool.
Yes,
we watched that on RFD TV up at Cranston.
Kelsey went up to Hot Springs. I believe it was on what day was it? Friday, and she spent the whole weekend there going through things to run for state office. She'll be at state convention next week running, and just hope she does well.
Yeah, that's cool. That is so cool.
Yeah. In which last fall, and these guys can sort of relate to that, we actually had a former student, Macy
Kelly?
Yeah, Macy Kelly. She was running, she was a former state officer and ran for national officer last year, representing the whole state of Arkansas, and she's from Mountain Home, and she has a younger sister that's in our program now. Unfortunately, she didn't get elected, but she did make, I think it through 2 rounds. Basically, there's about a 4-round system that they run through, so that was pretty neat and pretty exciting, and not only from a teacher standpoint, but also I think from a student standpoint of seeing someone not very much older than you, the success that they can truly have. So, and it sort of opens up possibilities and all that. So I think we're taking about 30 students next week. The last time I was in here, we were taking 60 kids over to our CDE contest in Fayetteville, which is our career development events, and had a pretty good turnout. We had several top teams that what I refer to as placking. They're either first, second, or third in the state. Had 1 state winner, which was the farm business team. Both of these gentlemen were on the ag mechanics team, they can probably go into more detail about what all that consists of, but they ended up, we were originally, whenever scores came out, was 3rd, but there was a few clerical issues and it bumped us to 4th, but out of about 24 teams in the state, so we were pretty excited. Not where we were wanting to be, but we're going to come back and see if we can't get it done next year. But
now, notice Alex got parliamentarian on his shirt. What's your job there? What's that consist of?
Well, I just help with different aspects of parley in our chapter, and help if there's any other small tasks that might need to be carried out. I try to help and make sure those get. You
kind of work as an assistant through different areas. Is that it? Yeah. And then Russell's got treasurer.
Treasurer is like sort of meant to like help with finances and stuff, but I kind of help with that. But then I help just wherever it really is needed.
Pitch in where needed. Overall, with FFA, how's it help you become young adults by being in Future Farmers of America?
It teaches you very many life skills that you'd need later on, like how to, for example, how to wire electrical outlets or light switches, or plumbing, how to plumb with PVC, how to solder.
What's the new stuff there? Have you used shark bites with copper?
PEX.
Yeah.
PEX tubing.
PEX, yeah, that's it. Yeah. Is that the way of the future, you think?
I don't know. It
depends on the cost.
Yeah.
But, just the everyday task, I mean, I don't know, just getting back, see, my dad was part of FFA back in the early 50s, But, and you're in agri-mechanics?
Yes.
Doing what's that consist of?
It consists of several things. There's surveying. You have to go shoot a rod reading or tell your backside, foresight, all
Leveling,
that. You have to do your field notes.
Really?
There's concrete. There was oxyacetylene welding this year. It usually consists of arc welding and MIG and TIG, all that.
Right.
But I'll let Alex kind of fill you on the rest of the areas of it.
Yeah, we also had a cold metal, which is like tool sharpening and how to bend metal properly. And,
really? Well, now, something was said here, for some reason it triggered something. Let's say that you're a crop farmer. Say you've got 40 acres. Do you have to survey the land to see how water would drain? I mean, is that a possibility? Am I barking up the wrong tree here?
It could be.
Could be?
Yeah.
We've done some flooding problems.
Yeah, flooding problems.
That tells you how high you want the water to be, how many gallons per minute your pump has.
Calculate how many hours.
You have to calculate how long that takes to
you
flood that
perk
field.
Test?
No,
we never went through perk test.
Not gone through that yet.
You can do a silt test.
But it is interesting, isn't it? 7:30, almost 7:31. We need to take a break. We'll be right back more with Mountain Home Agri after this.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
When you need durable and comfortable hospital scrub stat, you need the Uniform Shop. The Uniform Shop is the place for top quality uniforms, carrying a great selection of name brands including Carhartt, Cherokee, and Gray's Anatomy, as well as shoes from Clogs, Softwalk, and Landau, stethoscopes from Littman, blood pressure cuffs, scissors, name tag retractable, compression socks, paramedic BDUs, and Rocky boots. The Uniform Shop also offers customizing, embroidery, as well as minor alterations. Let us put you in uniforms. Shop the Uniform Shop. Take us. 7:33, continuing our discussion with Mountain Home High School Agricultural Department. Gentlemen, what do we need to discuss now?
We got our banquet coming up here at the end of next month.
Yeah, no, May 14th.
May 14th. Yeah, we got that coming up to just recognize students for their success throughout this year, and just kind of give awards and just kind of summarize the year up.
Is it over at the fairgrounds?
It'll be at the high school in the cafeteria.
Oh, really? Okay.
Normally we have, I think, probably about 300 people from, of course, we'll have quite a few students and parents and grandparents, and we have several community members that maybe had kids in the program before but still come every year and don't have kids in it at the moment or anymore, but are big supporters. So that's probably honestly one of my favorite nights of the year is getting to stand up there and talk about the great students that we actually have in our program and recognize all their hard work and efforts. So,
there was something else mentioned during the break. What else? You've got the banquet and auction?
The FFA auction. What day is that? The 3rd?
21st.
The 21st of May?
Yes.
Okay. The 21st of May we'll have our FFA auction. It consists of things that were donated to us to things we make in the shop. And we sell that as a fundraiser for FFA.
Have a dinner. Fish
yes,
dinner.
we have a fish dinner. Yep.
Sell tickets.
And we sell tickets for that.
Fun.
Yeah.
Now, Russell, what's your interest in agriculture right now as a student? You're looking at crops, cattle, poultry. You're looking to go in this as a way to earn a living.
Yes, I'd like to be an ag education teacher, actually. My biggest interest would probably be the livestock portion of it. I enjoy showing livestock. I enjoy looking at them. I mean, just
cattle or hogs?
Mainly hogs.
Yeah.
I'll come up to Mr. Lewis all the time, and I'll be like, "Is this one good?" And he'll be like, But yeah, showing livestock's a lot of fun. It teaches you hard work and how to just work hard for something, and that hard work pays off after you work with it every day.
And you want to teach?
Yes, sir.
High school level or collegiate?
High school.
High school. Alex, your thoughts on agriculture as a career?
I think I want to be an agricultural engineer. Just kind of.
What's that involve?
It involves like figuring out the most efficient way to, like, for water, like for watering fields or whatever, to figure out the most efficient way. I believe also it involves like tractors, figuring out the most efficient way for tractors to be used, and
really
different aspects like that.
Now, was it? Were we talking about the GPS controlled tractors last time?
We were.
Yeah,
we were. So the U of A to sort of hit on what Alex said here, but U of A is actually one of the only schools in the nation that offers ag engineering. So basically, it would be the same. It's the same thing as basically like a mechanical engineer, but it's just more specific or specified into the agriculture industry.
Really?
So it like consisting of works with drones, the new GPS systems of equipment. I actually have a really good friend that graduated from U of A that has an ag engineering degree and works for the University of Arkansas Extension Service now.
Yeah.
And he goes around whenever John Deere comes out with new equipment. They send him to the training, and then what his sole purpose is, he brings back that information, new technology, and goes out to the farmers and stuff sort of in East Arkansas and teaches them about that new information and how they could utilize it into their farming practices to be more efficient. So to sort of reiterate what...
Wow, I didn't even, that's amazing. So, and you said something about water. Is this on drainage or how to keep the fields holding water? Because let's look in Arkansas. We've got rice. That's a biggie. And of course, that's a flooded field. We do have corn. We have cotton. What else we got, Scooter? What else we got around here? I'll be going through eastern Arkansas. When the governor initiated the trade with Cuba on the rice, there's been a lot of cotton fields converted to rice around Parrott Gould, between that and Kennett, Missouri. But you get in Missouri, in the Boot Hill, that part of Missouri that hangs down, cotton everywhere. In the old days, I remember my dad used to say, well, we'd get out of school to pick cotton, and he had this cotton sack would stretch from here to the end of the counter. They'd pick cotton, put it in the sack, and they'd keep dragging the sack along. Now you've got these things, a cotton picker that picks it, makes it into a bale, squeezes it down, puts this wrap around it, like when you get a Christmas tree at Lowe's or Home Depot, that netting. And then some guy's out there with a can of paint that says Johnson Farm, and then the tractor's got this big nose, comes up and stuffs it in the back of the tractor trailer. And so it's at the gin while the cotton picker's still in the field. So your efficiency right there in cotton. So how can you relate this to wheat, barley, corn, and things like that? You just have to work each individual crop?
Yeah.
Really? Huh. Now, what about what your soil needs? You going to study that too?
I don't know.
Probably not so much in that engineering. Now, Russell, he probably didn't realize this, but as an ag education major, probably one of the first classes he'll take is actually I had to take Soils 1 and Soils 2, so basically the landscape of the soils, and now teaching greenhouse, I wish I would have paid a whole lot more attention into it. The truth comes out. I was sort of like these two gentlemen in college, really interested in the livestock aspect, and whenever they started talking about plants, I might have turned that off switch on and sort of went by, but now, 10 years later...
Have any of you studied the soil? I mean, I've heard you need to get a soil sample and take it to your county agent or your county extension office.
Are y'all in Mr. Baker's agronomy class right now?
I was last year.
Last year? We did some. I know he's probably about the last month, they've been going over to what we call our school of farm and taking soil samples.
Really?
And actually about to do some fertilizer, but I didn't know if these two were in it or not this semester. So.
I bet it would be interesting work, though, to see the different, because around here everybody talks about the rocks, but then you go up across state line, it's not as rocky. You go to southeast Missouri and it's just sandy soil, so there's a lot of difference there. So, well, I wish you gentlemen the best, in education. So, what else we need to discuss? What do we need to bring to the attention of the folks watching today?
Well,
we've got the banquet. We got the when's the auction? Is that
May 21st?
Okay, let me put that in. We may need to have you come back in May to talk about that.
Yep. That normally starts about 6 p.m. if my memory serves me correctly. I guess the biggest thing, sort of like these gentlemen stated at first, is we're leaving actually Sunday afternoon and taking about 35 students down to state convention. So we're excited about that. We have several, like they sort of reiterated, or to reiterate what they said, we've got several students receiving scholarships down there, proficiency awards, which basically what the proficiency award sort of details, and both of these are actually receiving a proficiency award. So they were talking about their livestock projects. Some of the students, what they're called is our SAEs, which is a supervised agriculture experience. And every kid that takes a ag class actually is required to have one of these. And it's sort of state required through the ag education. But they keep records. So basically talking about life skills, accounting purposes. I know Russell applied for, yours was in
diversified livestock.
Diversified livestock, with showing cattle and showing hogs as well. So all of his receipts over the feed he bought or the medicine that he bought and all that, and the sort of a year-long record keeping, and they turn it in. So pretty excited about that. Excited about our teams competing. So
something that used to be prevalent around here after World War II was dairy farms. Have you all done any studies on the disappearance of the family dairy farm?
I have not.
Russell? Anything?
No, sir.
Is that a lost art? Has that become more scientific? What do you think, Brendan?
I don't know if it's so much a lost art, like what we've sort of talked about before. I think agriculture is just becoming, and these guys, we sort of stress this to these guys, so specialized. I mean, you can go into specialties of it. Like my wife, for instance, she works in the food industry. Well, agriculture/food industry, on the processing side, and basically her whole day deals with working with the USDA in regulations and all that. Yes, it's directly related to agriculture, but it's more of the sort of a scientific and the science. What she does is basically like being a grad student in college and researching the different ways of how to kill certain bacteria on certain parts of meat or cuts of meat, and how long it can set exposed before it starts growing bacteria. So in today's climate, a farmer is much more than just a guy that's out in his field and plowing with soil. Yes, they're soil scientists. Yes, they are engineers. I mean, there's so much science that goes into it. It is, and people don't. I think a lot of people don't realize that. People raising cattle in a 500 head cow-calf operation or something like that, you got to be a businessman too. I mean, there's no way that you can survive in today's climate just by saying, well, maybe this is enough medicine to get me through, or enough feed that'll last. I know from my family perspective on my in-laws, everything's a calculated risk in their operation, and whether or not when to buy the certain commodities that they're going to feed and when the cheapest part. So I think what we try to sort of stress at Mountain Home High School is how, yes, it is a very, and one thing we may sort of talk to them, I don't think either one of them are truly from a true agriculture background, where they were raised on a farm, so they can probably sort of relay on that. But so this has been somewhat of a eye-opening experience, maybe. So, Russell, were you raised on a farm?
No. When I was younger, I showed horses because my papa had some, but I never really was raised on a farm, no. But I took interest in it whenever I was younger. And then when I joined FFA, they had the FFA barn, so my first show project was actually a goat, but now I've showed 2 goats, 2 heifers, 2 sets of broilers. I showed 2 hogs last year, and I'm probably getting 2 this year. So.
Good. That's good. I got to tell you guys something. I see a lot of people, but the poise and character that you guys have, I think, exemplifies what you're learning through FFA. You know what I'm saying? There's a definite maturity right here, and I want to compliment you, young men, on that.
Yeah, these 2 are both serve as our 2 of our chapter officers, and they were sort of talking about life skills, and maybe, I don't know, they might agree with me or might not. Yes, we learn a lot of technical things and things out of a book, but I think one thing that our program really offers to kids is the life skills. I mean, I asked them yesterday, I said, do you all care to meet me at the TV station at 6:45? Yes, sir. And I mean, Russell beat me here, and I think I pulled in at 6:42. and in today's time, I mean, shoot, I'm 31 years old, and I have trouble being on time and getting up that early. And these gentlemen that are here, and so work ethic, talking about hard work, both of these guys. I know Mr. Baker and I rely on these guys a lot whenever we have something done. Where's Alex? Where's Russell? We can ask them to do it.
Get it done.
Never have to check on them. So we're teaching a lot of responsibility, work ethic. But man, it's pretty easy. It's a pretty easy gig. People ask me, what are your hobbies? And I say, well, honestly, my time consists of teaching ag, and that is my hobby. But whenever you're surrounded with great kids all day long, it truly is a blessing, and it's fun. And at the end of the day, they write me a check for doing something I love. So I mean,
can't beat that.
No, you can't beat it at all. And we have tons of great kids in our program, so it's exciting to see these gentlemen and the other students that we have succeed. So.
Coming up on 7:47, we're going to excuse these gentlemen because they got to get to school, and punctuality is part of our program here. I want to compliment you, young men. You're doing a great job, and I'm almost envious of what they're learning right now. It sounds like it's a lot of fun. I wish you all the best. You're always welcome. Come back again sometime. Scooter, take us to break so these guys can get to school. Take a step back in time when going to a barbershop meant more than just getting a haircut. Come into Legionnaire's Barbershop today, a unique gentleman barbershop. Get back in style from a former celebrity hairstylist and a licensed barber instructor who are trained in tonsorial arts and lock removal and happy to give you a straight razor shave. Legionnaire's Barbershop is veteran-owned and operated and located at 848 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. For a full, old-fashioned barbershop experience, stop by Legionnaire Barbershop today. Your car is a member of the family. It takes you where you need to go, and it makes sure you are safe at all times. When a wreck or accident happens, trust the only place that will treat you and your vehicle like a person, not a number. From collision repair and windshield replacement to paintless dent repair and hail damage removal, Dent Boys can cover all your automotive repair needs and make sure you are satisfied every step of the way. Call or visit the professionals at Dent Boys today and see the Dent Boys difference.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
So there I was, naked as a jaybird in the shower with soap in my hair and eyes when I lost water pressure down to a dribble. I immediately grabbed my towel and dialed up Jake at JM Sales and Pump Service. Jake came right over and fixed my water pressure. Now I can take my showers with confidence. Just call Jake.
For all your sales and pump needs, just call Jake at JM Sales and Pump Service, 870-431-5445. He offers high-quality stay-right products.
Sure, all mowers cut grass, but only a Ferris mower with suspension technology can provide you with increased productivity, quality of cut, durability, and comfort. The caster wheels and cutting deck are connected to the frame beneath the suspension. This lets the deck follow the wheels as they move up and down in relation to the ground contours. Maintaining the distance between the deck and the ground results in a beautiful, consistent cut. Visit your local Ferris dealer to experience the difference suspension makes.
Hi, it's Bob and Linda Zadora. We're the Z team at Century 21 Lemac Realty. We'd like you to meet the rest of our team.
When you are working with the Z Team, you will find that not only are they down-to-earth people, but they are trained professionals who work with downsizers, first-time homebuyers, and clients who may want to relocate to our beautiful Ozarks. Our team has agents who specialize in lake and river properties, listing and selling raw land, acreage, and all residential homes. Listing your property with the Z Team will help get it sold with unmatched Century 21 global marketing. You can find out more at retiretoarkansas.net.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the pie lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home.
7:51, and this is where we got to fill with some gab here, Scooter.
It's always cool to have them come in because
I really enjoy hearing from that Agri department in FFA.
And it just really goes to show that how many different avenues our school has. But
did you know, Alex and Russell, the poise, the maturity, and just how they handled themselves?
Well, if you turn around and look at agricultural development or department or whatever you want to call it, the things they have to do outside of their regular realm. I mean, they have leadership classes they have to do to learn how to lead and to be able to communicate and to be able to do all these regular day-by-day things. They got to learn business as part of it.
Yeah,
They've got to learn all the facets that are even that are needed for whatever department of agri you get into, but those facets actually help you in everyday life and communications and you name it.
And then to be an agri engineer, I've not heard of that. I remember a gentleman up at Poplar Bluff, Missouri one time said he wanted to be a professional biological farmer. In other words, study biology and become a scientific farmer. And I think he was looking at the University of Missouri perhaps or somewhere in Oklahoma. But to hear of an engineer and to have somebody that can look at a piece of property and say, okay, this is what we need to do, fertilizer and water and this and how to develop. There's a scientific aspect.
There is. And, you bring an engineer and they take a look at your, hey, I'm going to farm this acre. They say I got 20 acres. I want to do cotton. And then now they got to figure out how you're going to get enough water there. How are you going to be able to plant? How are you going to be able to? I mean, there's so many aspects that an engineer can come in and say, hey, this is the most efficient way.
Yeah.
Because as a farmer, especially as a small farmer, you better become efficient. I mean, and
then there's some crops they say that are harder on the soil than others. I think cotton's hard on it. And so I've heard of winter rye, alfalfa, and winter wheat, perhaps.
Okay.
That I'm not, I'm trying to rely on memory from 50 years ago of what they used to tell me. Of course, a lot of my farming experience was seeing family in southeast Missouri around Poplar Bluff, Butler County, Ripley County area. And that was a totally different lifestyle in those days. I mean, they made their living mainly sometimes with the handheld tools. Working 40 acres.
And the amazing part is you have to know all these different kinds of crops.
Yeah.
I mean, we're only talking about the crop side right now, but because rice is going to require something different in the soil. It's going to require different watering. It's going to require everything different than what you're going to get out of corn or any of the others.
Corn and cotton and wheat, and then you get up in Montana where they grow the barley and the hops and stuff for Anheuser-Busch in St. Louis. They contract farms, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, and that wide open country for the ingredients going to Budweiser and stuff like that. There's a science to it. And man, I'm impressed.
And it's the same way when you look at them and what they do with the livestock. I mean, to take livestock and get them to the point where they're show quality. I mean, there's just so many different facets to what they do. And it's just cool to have that offered right here. And now with the greenhouse,
Oh, man.
And being able to grow.
What was it, 30 by 90?
Yeah.
It's a huge, what's it, 20, that's 2,700 square foot?
And the kids to take pride in what they grew and what they did and be able to sell it.
And then that plant sale, 700 baskets, over 1,000.
Yeah.
Plant. My goodness. Congratulations, to the Agri.
You got to take pride in doing that and knowing that there was such a demand in the community to support them, but also for the product.
Yeah.
And for you to stand back and say, hey, I agree with that.
And with Mr. Lewis behind that, that's his love. I mean,
he's got a passion for it.
Oh, I tell you.
He's got a passion for it. I love to see it. He does get excited.
I enjoyed talking to these young men. Man, it's a lot of fun. It really is. Yeah, that's what Hometown TV is all about, bringing people like this and just enjoy that. Real quick, we're going to touch on the disaster in Paris, France, Notre Dame Cathedral, and that massive fire. Did you see parts of that yesterday?
I've seen parts of it, yeah.
Sad. They're assuming that was contributed by the possible renovation. That happens, But I didn't realize that structure's over 800 years old. It was some of the reports, and one of the rare times I turned the TV on during the day. The initial groundwork was started, I think, in the year 1153 or 1163, and there was a period of almost 200 years of where this thing was being built, and it survived World War I, World War II, and then a fire breaks out in the upper structure, and so
it's kind of sad.
It is, something in the artifacts that through the Catholic Church has been held there, But there's already a move. There's fundraisers on Facebook. One says, thanks for the Statue of Liberty, and we want to raise $1 million to send over to Paris, France. It's going to be repaired. It's going to be rebuilt, and what's structurally sound will remain.
The thing is the cost that it's going to take to rebuild it. Because you need to rebuild it as it was then. So it's almost like taking a step backwards and saying, hey, we need to look at this construction and how it was built at that time.
Yeah. And ironic, the cross was not touched, and there's, they say the crown of thorns, and they say that it could have been actually the crown of thorns on Christ's head at crucifixion that was intact. And so we hope that, through the Catholic Church, their artifacts and their precious relics from the past remain intact, and we don't want any of that damage to the artwork and things like that. Just that could have been a lot worse disaster than what it was. Yeah. It could have been. I mean, So, what's going on in your world?
Not a whole lot. Go ahead.
Let's take a look at the White River then.
All right.
Yep. Going to be a beautiful shot at almost 7:50.
Oh, look at that! Sun's out.
Okay, friends that are watching in Illinois and North Dakota and St. Louis and Little Rock.
I got just one question. Who wants to go fishing?
Let's go fishing. Looky there.
It'd be a beautiful day today to be out on the river.
Look how the water's like it's almost like a painting, Boy, Dwayne Hayda would have fun with that, wouldn't he?
Jeez.
Can you imagine that as a Dwayne Hayda wall hanging right there? The beautiful White River, looking from Marion County into Baxter County, the city of Cotter, Arkansas. You see the clearing right there, which is the park down by Big Spring Park, just off the White River, downtown Cotter. The railroad's down in there, the Cotter Bridge. Trees are getting so full right now, you can't hardly see that bridge.
No. Can you imagine how this is going to look in the fall with all the trees changing colors?
Oh, boy.
Oh, it's going to be a beautiful shot.
Yeah.
Not that I'm already looking towards fall. We still got a lot of summer to go, like the whole thing.
Yeah. This is brought to you by the Z Team, Bob and Linda Zadora. For all your real estate needs, you can call them at 870-405-0793, and you can log on to retiretoarkansas.net right now and see the very same shot that we're getting here. You can get it on your iPhone, your smartphone, your computer, whatever it may be, and you can enjoy this live shot. And so,
got another boat coming up the river on the right side.
Now?
All the way on the right side.
Oh, yeah, there it is, sure enough. Wow.
The smart people.
And real quick, I want to get back to we can keep that up if you want. We can just talk over the top. But once again, I want to compliment the Mountain Home Public Schools and the Agriculture Department and all the departments, and just the maturity, the poise, and the character that these young men exemplify. We've got some great programs and some great students and some great schools. Cotter, Norfolk, Mountain Home, Yellville, Salem. This is what Hometown TV is all about. With that, I'm going to say goodbye. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody.